Good evening, everyone. In today's video here, we are going to be looking at some severe weather this weekend that could be quite intense for the North Central Plains, going even into the Midwest. This is yet another late upload, but tell me if you do like late uploads, or if you like earlier uploads in like the afternoon or even the morning hours. Tell me what time, what time I should upload and what would work best, for most of the viewers watching here. But this is tomorrow's outlook, as you can see, for Saturday. If you're watching this on Saturday, this is today's outlook, but it might not be super updated as they will change this tomorrow on Saturday. But this is so far for today's outlook. Tomorrow's outlook, we do have a slight risk for severe thunderstorms across Montana, going into South Dakota, even a little bit of northwestern Minnesota, and that's going to be again for severe weather. We have a large area of summer thunderstorms possible over here across the southeastern United States, going into Texas. We do have a tornado risk with this, not a huge risk. Again, in the summer there's usually not that big of tornado risks, but sometimes tornado risks can go above average in July, August, and those types of months. But as you can see, we do have a small 2% chance for tornadoes up there in Minnesota and South Dakota. For wind, we are going to be seeing a significant threat for wind. This is going to be kind of a MCS type system, so one of those main threats are going to be damaging winds over there. 70-mile-per-hour winds could be possible within those storms. Also for hail, we're going to see a big time hail threat up there, possibly 2-inch plus size hail could be possible with those storms spreading across Montana, going into North Dakota here. So definitely have to watch out for Saturday's threat. As we go into Sunday, we have another slight risk for severe thunderstorms over there in more of South Dakota, going into a little bit of North Dakota there, and most of Minnesota is going to see severe weather here for Sunday. As you can see there, we don't have those tornado risks yet or anything, but we do have a chance here, probabilistic outlook, which we do have a 15% chance here for significant severe thunderstorms. For much of the eastern half of the U.S. today, I saw a lot of scattered thunderstorms bringing heavy rainfall to flood and flooding to most places along the east half of the U.S. today, and that's even going to go through the next couple of days into this weekend for possibly flash flooding across some regions, especially over here in some of these states. The east central United States could definitely see some flooding potential. We'll be taking a look at that outlook in a second, after we look at this future radar for Saturday and Sunday. But I think you see just a lot of places have seen a lot of flooding lately, because there's just constant summer pop-up thunderstorms that drop a lot of rainfall here. Now, we are seeing some storms popping up this evening across North Dakota that may break some damaging winds and hail. Not a tornado. I don't believe there's a tornado risk today. There is a tornado threat today we didn't look at because I thought storms did already go on, but we do have mainly a threat for winds and hail, but a 2% chance for tornadoes. So if you happen to live in Montana and North Dakota tonight, just keep an eye on those storms. You are going to see a damaging wind threat again with potential tornadoes there. That'll be mainly throughout the overnight hours from midnight. That'll be exiting Canada, going into North Dakota by tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. A lot of North Dakota could see those storms. And then as we head throughout the afternoon hours of Saturday, look at those storms developing over there in Montana with that damaging wind threat. That's gonna be around 8 p.m. as those storms intensify into much of a cluster of thunderstorms. Again, it doesn't look like a big line of thunderstorms, but definitely a big old supercell in there could be possible in North Dakota. A little bit of more storms develop in the morning hours of Sunday, and then we head into more of the still morning hours of Sunday. It's going to be 8 a.m. We still see storms developing over there in Minnesota. That looks to be a morning threat, is what I'm seeing here. And then still some of those storms do go throughout the afternoon of Sunday in there in Minnesota, and there may be more storms develop later on. We don't know yet, but again, we do see some storms develop more late afternoon hours in Nebraska. Even in Montana, just more storms developing here throughout those typical summer hot and humid temperatures. As you can see, that one supercell does go throughout Montana, even into South Dakota. That might be one to watch for sure if there are any ingredients present. That'll be around 12 a.m. or so. So that was the future radar. Let's go ahead and look at the flooding threat. We'll look at also the tropics here, as the Atlantic is looking quite quiet, but there's still some stuff going on for the Eastern Pacific. Today's excessive rainfall outlook, the latest updated version here. As you can see, we do have a slight risk for excessive rainfall here for portions of the Ohio Valley going into the Mid-Atlantic, where we do have a moderate risk, a small moderate risk, including Washington, D.C. For flash flooding for today. We're also going to be looking at tomorrow's and Sunday's risks. As you can see, still some marginal risks for excessive rainfall, another slight risk over here for the Carolinas. So definitely excessive rainfall is going to be one of those main threats here for those summer thunderstorms. Now, as we go throughout to tomorrow, so for Saturday, if you're watching this on Saturday, this is for today's outlook. As you can see, another moderate risk there for flash flooding across Washington, D.C. So that'll be interesting there for another slight risk heading a little more eastward, still including a lot of the East Coast, the Carolinas, Virginia, Maryland, Delaware, all in that slight risk for excessive rainfall. As you can see, we head throughout day 3. That's where those storms for Sunday are going to be heading through. A marginal risk has been placed there. A small slight risk in effect for Georgia and South Carolina for excessive rainfall. Just to keep watch out here. It is now monsoon season, so we are just going to continue to see this marginal risk for flash flooding over here, just for continued rain showers going to New Mexico and Arizona and those types of areas. As it is again monsoon season, you typically see those types of just continued rainfall every day across Arizona and New Mexico. And as we look at the 5-day graphical tropical weather outlook for from the National Hurricane Center for the Atlantic here, it is going to be very quiet for the next 5 days, or even over 10 days. We could see very quiet conditions, as we are going to be seeing a blob of Saharan dust here go across the majority of the main development region, limiting any tropical development here. So we'll keep you up to date on the tropics, but overall for from now to mid-July, even into late July, we may see quiet conditions for the Atlantic here. But as we head over to the Eastern Pacific, we still do have Tropical Storm Bonnie over here, which hasn't been renamed. It is still Bonnie from the Atlantic, which I think if it stays as a tropical storm strength, if it still stays named as it crosses over into the Eastern Pacific, I still think it still stays the same as an Atlantic named storm, which is quite interesting. If storms do not make it past without being named, it loses its name. I think it does get renamed as a Pacific storm name, but just very interesting stuff. And this was a major hurricane. It topped out as a major hurricane, category 3. So definitely quite a strong one. It is weakening now. It should be weakening as it approaches Hawaii, but we do have another disturbance we might need to watch for Hawaii that does have a 70% chance of a cyclone formation in the next 5 days. We are going to have to watch that closely. But if you did enjoy the video and if you want more videos like this of extreme weather, be sure to subscribe to the channel if you are new and turn on post notifications. You won't miss a single upload like this, and also live streams. Be sure to share this video with any friends or family that may like these types of videos and stuff like that. But as always, I'll see you in the next one. Stay safe.